Hello, I'm MP5 Deacon, and I'll be starting out with a playthrough of Starcraft. It's just a favorite game of mine that I played since I was 3 or so, and I've completely loved this game, and as such I think it'd be a great game to share, and to do my first show on. So, let's get started with the tutorial campaign, Loomings.
Welcome to Chowsara, Lieutenant. General Duke has instituted a brief field training exercise for all new Alpha Squadron commanders. The training grounds are prepared and the exercise may be initiated at your convenience.
Alright, let's get started.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations.
Roger that.
In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary. You can build additional SCVs at a command center.
Orders, Captain?
Not enough
Right away,
minerals.
sir. Yes, sir. Orders
Here's
received.
something to shoot. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go. Rock and roll.
Okay, so I think we'll get another
To
little...
equip additional
There we go.
personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support them. Your forces are under attack. You can use SCVs to build additional supply depots.
Go, go, go.
Okay, I think we're finally done with the tutorial talk. So this is the Loomings campaign, which starts off with the tutorial here. It's
Rock and
the exact same layout, as I understand, as the normal tutorial, just different. The normal tutorial has kind of a city vibe to it.
good to go. Give me something to shoot.
So that should be everything.
Job's finished. I read you.
Alright.
Orders received. Reporting for duty.
Standing by.
Yeah. So, again, Starcraft is just a childhood favorite, and I'll be glad to share this one.
Your forces are under
Go,
attack.
go, go. Rock and roll.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
It's definitely a great game, although very archaic. Its pathing is,
Lieutenant, the Vex is
well,
Roger that.
Completion of the full mission objectives is now in your hands.
Let's move. Rock and roll.
definitely worse than other games of its time. So, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there was some very...
Orders received.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can just go and build the refinery. We need to build another supply depot too, so... Once that's gone, you'll go on gas, and so one of you will build a supply depot. Yeah, so if you don't know, pathing in this is kind of silly, and it mostly comes to do how the individual scripts are done. So some of the more notorious things like this. It's because they're moving together. He bumps this guy when they turn on an angle, and he thinks he can't go forward.
Raw Vespene gas, converting it into a form which
Reporting for duty.
Oh, I think I cut her off there.
I read
I
you.
mean to. But weird little quirks like that happen.
Let's move.
The system's not the best, but it works most of the time. Now, there's a few units, and that mostly has to do with how their pathing's actually coded, and mostly their animations. So these guys are pretty fine. But there's a unit we'll see in the next mission, I believe. That's one of the more notorious ones, and it all has to do with how it's
This ends
designed.
the field training exercise. A review of colonial diplomatic protocol begins in 1 hour.
So I'll talk a little bit more about this after the briefings, and we get into our second mission. Domination of the Nightmare Invaders. Wonder what they could be. They weren't supposed to be out there. I'm sure someone will find out what they are.
Adjutant online. We have entered into a low orbit over Chowsara and are preparing to descend to the planet. Receiving incoming transmission.
Lieutenant, it appears you've arrived just in time. As you know, the renegades who call themselves the Sons of Korhal have been working for months to undermine Confederate authority in the fringe colonies. Well, they're on Sara now, and I'd like to take care of them without involving the local militia. That's where your Alpha Squadron boys come in. There are to be no arrests, Lieutenant. I hope you understand what I mean. I want this problem solved once and for all. Good hunting.
Right. So, if you had this game originally with the manual, we're gonna get another tutorial here.
Rock and roll.
They would have some stuff to say.
Orders, Captain?
Actually, let's start a academy.
I can't build that. Good to go, sir. Can I read you?
So, the Sons of Korhal is a rebel faction led by Turris Meigs, a former Confederate officer, who we are a proud part of. But after they nuked the world of Korhal into submission, his family was lost. Thus began his rebellion.
SCV, good to go, sir.
So right now we just gotta deal with this terrible rebel threat that don't know where their loyalties lie.
Give me something to shoot. Go, 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 Commander.
So we'll make sure that gets sorted out properly.
Permission to speak freely, sir. I'm not sure you know what
Not
you're
enough
doing.
minerals.
If you're going to send us into hostile territory and you want us to defend ourselves, then use the attack command. But if you want us to ignore enemy fire and go exactly to the spot you targeted, then use the move command. Now, which'll it be?
Oh, sight into the original.
Give me something to shoot.
Orders, Captain?
So,
Affirmative.
yeah. It's kind of nice. The book talks about everything, and
Not
It-
enough minerals.
it's rather original, I thought. If you really love StarCraft, it's definitely worth it. There's a case of him trying to path weirdly.
Want to turn up the heat?
So we will most definitely continue that conversation as we get further into this. So fire bats aren't actually bad on this mission since we're only dealing with ground units. So StarCraft is a very bizarre game. 6 damage. Infantry armor. No, that's a lie. Not actually.
Want to turn up the heat?
I think it shows their optimal damage, meaning going against their unit of choice. So fire bats are best against small units. They're small, medium, and large.
Up and good to go.
This balancing is rather important.
Want to turn up the heat?
StarCraft 2, on the other hand, does thankfully tell you about this stuff. It doesn't really leave you in the dark like this one, but it's okay.
Let's burn. Naturally. Slamming. You got it. Slamming. You got it.
SCV, good to go,
Naturally.
sir.
Let's burn.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
You
So
got my
we'll
attention.
again pick up that conversation about pathing here in a moment. I'll be glad to.
Yes.
Upgrade complete.
Slamming.
See,
Jacked up.
You'd think he'd be on the ramp waiting,
Yes.
but that's just not how this works.
Slamming. You got
SCV,
it.
good to go, sir.
Naturally. You got it.
There have been people here.
Naturally. We've got incoming, and I'll be damned if I can identify them.
Whatever they are, you must destroy them, Lieutenant. That is a direct order.
Fire it up.
Fire bats are a meme, and we will build them.
Base is under attack.
Cerberus reporting. We're here to oversee the extermination of these xenomorphs and contain the spread of any hostile infestation on this colony.
Why wasn't I informed of this? Confederate Command never
We
consulted
have
me.
our own orders, Magistrate. We don't answer to you. I suggest we get on with this mission.
Ooh,
Calling online.
some back talk. Yeah, but fire bats are basically gonna melt everything this game has to offer.
Reporting for duty.
I mean, look at them go. Now these are super fire
Your
bats.
forces are under attack.
Hero units. They almost killed our man. Monsters.
Calling online.
Yes.
Systems functional.
Alright, that should be cues for the rest of the match.
Fire it up. Slamming. Go ahead.
Yeah. Loomings is definitely a very interesting campaign. I think it works well. It belongs. It feels like it.
Calling online. Yes.
Yes, we will build many fire bats over the course of this campaign for the sake of their purity.
You got my attention. Yes. Naturally.
See, the problem, they're terrible.
Online.
That's it. They're terrible. They're only good against Goliaths. So let's talk about them.
Fire it up. Want to turn up the heat. Calling online.
Goliaths are bad and have trouble pathing. It's because their walking speed changes based on where they are in their animation.
Jacked up and good to go. Let's move.
Yes.
This is terrible. They're kind of just scripted weirdly. Now, it makes sense why, but the problem is when you're trying to move a group of people and you have someone move 6 units and someone move 4
Our
units,
forces are under attack.
you can see how that creates a problem.
Yes.
Only 1 casualty. Well, a grand total of 3, I think. But this is a destroy everything map, which are
Your forces are under
somewhat
attack.
common in StarCraft. It's interesting. StarCraft does not have the best map design. It has very bizarre bases and mineral layouts like this, and its mission structure is lacking. Like even Red Alert, which came out in '96, in my opinion, has more varied and interesting missions in some cases. You get a lot of kill everything. Fortunately for StarCraft 2, they very much so overreacted, and you don't really get many build and destroy missions, if any. But that'll be all for now. We'll do the proper second mission, and maybe even the third mission of Loomings as well next time. It's been a short video, but I think it's been good. Hope you enjoyed.